And we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so lovely to see you. As you can tell, I am all by myself. I brought a much nicer background to give you something else to look at. Unfortunately, Amber Pitkin can't make it with me this afternoon. So you've got me solo, bringing you all of the newest opportunities from higher military this week. So how is everybody? Are you well? Are you glad that the snow is gone? Enjoying the sunshine and the brighter days to come? Please share with me your motivation behind being here this afternoon. So are you looking for a permanent job? Are you looking for a SkillBridge internship? Are you setting out on either one of those journeys? You here just along for the ride and just wanted to see what all of this was about? Please do drop your comments in the chat. I would really love to hear from you. Equally, let me know where you are watching from. I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. Is anybody local to me, or are you far-flung all across the globe? If you haven't joined us before, let me share a little bit about what this sort of 20-25 minutes is all about. At Higher Military, we get multiple new roles on a weekly basis. And about 2.5 years ago, nearly 3 years ago, we thought what better way than to amplify those than come to you live every single week. So we did it once and we are still doing it 2.5 years later. We are here for the whole of the military community. So if you are a military spouse, welcome. It's really lovely to have you here. Transitioning service member or veteran or even dependent, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. Before we get going, let me share a couple of pieces of housekeeping. Highermilitary.us is our website. As I am talking today, if you think, oh, I'd like to hear a little bit more about that, do take a look at our website. You can click on the careers page and that will take you to all of our opportunities. What I share today is purely a wave top. It is a highlight reel. So we have many more requisitions. That's what we call vacancies or internships up on our website. In addition, we have a great resources page that we have cultivated over the last few years based on the questions that we have had from you guys during these lives. So when I have talked about targeting a resume, I can talk about that till the cows come home, till I'm blue in the face. But what really worked for us was memorializing that into a URL that you can access in real time when you need it, not when I'm talking about it. Equally, we have pieces about interviewing, salary negotiation, SkillBridge internships, and how to position that to your command. So if there's anything that you are interested in reading about, do take a look at that resources section. Or alternatively, drop a comment in the chat. I would love to hear from you. Just before I move on, hey John, hey Nathan, hey Joshua, it is lovely to have you here. It's lovely to see you here today. If you do have any specific questions about the job search journey, I do want to know, because even if I can't answer them in real time today, I would like to either take the opportunity to come back after the live or to be able to acknowledge them in a later one, or even put together a piece to be able to share on our website. So any questions that you have are always really good for us because it gives us fodder, it gives us inspiration about the information people want from us. So definitely do share that if you have a question. As we move on, I wanted to highlight two companies today that you may not have heard of, but really wanted to, through us here on this live, speak to you. They have opportunities for the whole of the veteran community, and they specifically want to recruit from the transitioning service member, the military spouse, and the retiree, the veteran pools. So let me tell you a little bit more. If you have hung around with me for a little while, you will have heard of this company. It is Veteran Service Brands. With 81, and I think they actually have 82 franchises as of earlier this week or last week, 82 franchises across the US, Veteran Service Brands is one of the largest veteran-owned service network in the country. They have 4 trades-based franchise opportunities to choose from, to select from. They are a home for everybody from the military community that wants to succeed as an entrepreneur, post-active duty, or even if you've been out for a while and you're like, this isn't for me, I really want to set up my own business. What can I do? How can I do it? This is the place for you. They have, so the 4 trades are epoxy flooring, parking lot striping, athletic field striping, and painting, so residential and commercial painting. They have people who run each of those franchises who can be your mentor, your support, And everybody within the organization is a veteran, which is incredibly important because it is a home away from home. It is exactly like when you were in the military and you've got those people who've done the job, who've gone ahead of you, and they are helping you, supporting you, sharing all the information that they have learned over time. If you would like to hear more about veteran service brands, please do connect with me. Drop a comment below or a DM. I would love to put you in touch with them. I know I wax lyrical about this organization, but they genuinely are some of the kindest, nicest, most supportive people I've ever come across in this corporate recruiting environment. The second organization is Acuity International. Have you heard of them? No? Well, they want you to hear about them because they have many, many roles in the healthcare and the security space. And the majority of the positions that they have asked us to post on our website are downrange. So think Somalia, think Iraq, think a year away contract, making all the money, coming home again. But they are a great organization that provides professional services to the US government and commercial clients, primarily overseas. Generally in a diverse range of sectors, but through us, they really wanted to promote their healthcare roles and their security positions. They deliver really solid services in areas like consulting, engineering, medical services, environmental services, and program management. So if something like that sounds of interest or you want to hear more, again, drop a comment, connect, or take a look at our website, hiremilitary.us. We've got a couple more people who've joined us today. Manpreet, hi. Joshua, hi. We've already said hi to Joshua. Enoch and James, it's lovely to see you. I see that a couple of us have got a couple of issues and concerns, so I'm going to park those for the moment, and I would love to come back and support you with some, I'm not going to say advice, but maybe guidance or information a little bit later. But there was one thing I did want to highlight to everybody today. So Amber and I had a conversation yesterday as we were planning out today's live. Unfortunately, she can't be here with me. And we were talking about the frustration of the recruiter. And I'm not going to go into huge amounts of depth with this right now, but it's just something that I've seen a little bit more recently. And now is not the time to invoke this way of working. So often when a role is given to us by a corporate organization, they come to us specifically because they want us to source talent from the military community. We do not have that role on an exclusive basis. We have it on what's known as a best athlete. So it's a fastest finger on the button exercise. We're out there looking for people who would be suitable. We are looking to meet with you, to connect with you. We call that screening, to then be able to work with you on your resume to position you to that client. Every now and again, we have that role and nobody else is working on it. But the majority of the time, we're at least competing with that company themselves and candidates that they come up with. And what I've seen a little bit more recently, as I've been connecting, reaching out, headhunting, sourcing, is people say, oh, yes, Lucy, that's really interesting. I'd love to have a chat with you. How about next Wednesday? And it's Monday today. And I'm like, okay, we can do next Wednesday if that works for you. But I'm pretty sure by next Wednesday, they might well have had first interviews already set up. And I'm finding that people don't really necessarily understand the urgency of the recruiting environment. It's really hard right now. We have fewer jobs than ever. We all know with the with what's going on, things are changing in the job landscape, in the job market. And so when we do have a role, we really want to position somebody from our military demographic as quickly as possible. So all I really wanted to say today was, if somebody reaches out to you, say, yes, please, I would love to have a chat. And I will get back, or let's have a conversation this afternoon, tomorrow, or the next day. Please don't consider leaving it. One last thing as well, I found this more and more when I'm making telephone calls to people who've given me their cell phone number because they've given me their resume, their mailboxes are full. And that is the most frustrating thing as a recruiter. As frustrating as sending emails and them going to junk. So check your junk mail and make sure that your voicemail box is not full so that we can leave messages for you and we can get in touch and we can tell you why we want to have a conversation with you. So I'm going to move quickly and swiftly into our permanent roles this week. As I said, if you want to hear more about each of these positions, please go to hiremilitary.us. you can read everything that ordinarily we know about that position. If you have a specific question, I do encourage you to connect, to reach out. However, if you say to us, hey, can we have a chat about this? It's unlikely that we are going to be able to facilitate that. We would much rather see your resume first and then let you know what we think with regard to your suitability, your skill set, and then set up a telephone call or a Microsoft Teams call afterwards. So the first position that we have today is a cloud role. This is in Fort Meade in Maryland. It is working with DISA, but it's working for a GovCon supporting DISA, and it is supporting technical projects there. Basically, there is a list of qualifying requirements, but what they really need is a cloud engineer, ideally with DevSecOps experience and experience in Azure and AWS. It is on site, it requires a secret clearance, and that is Fort Meade, Maryland. Now, the second role that we have is many roles under one job title. We work with one of the big four consulting firms, think Deloitte, KPMG, EY, PwC, and we support them on one of the military branch's internal audit programs. They have multiple senior manager roles there right now. I specifically am looking for a couple of things. If you have 6 years of federal finance experience, you have either an accounting degree or an MBA, which can override that piece. If you have a secret clearance, I ideally would really like to have a conversation with you. These roles primarily now, because they are working with the government, are going to be at least 3 days a week on site, if not 5 days a week. And I think we're all privy and cognizant of that change that has come about in the last couple of weeks. Things really are moving back on site again with the government. So the location is Tyson's Corner, Crystal City, Arlington. That's really where we're looking. 3 to 5 days a week on site. I'm looking for somebody, one person who has a CPA and CISA. So if that sounds like you, or you've got a CPA, or you've got CISA, I would love to have a conversation, as well as that federal finance experience. I am looking for somebody who just checks those boxes and has internal audit experience. I am looking for somebody who has environmental and disposal liabilities experience. And on the same contract, I am looking for a change manager. So that change manager is slightly different. All I need for that one, I say all, is a secret clearance and 8 years of ideally federal, some of it can be commercial, change management experience. So if that sounds like you, I would absolutely love to have a conversation, because these are one of the positions, well, all of them are positions where we're working on a best athlete status. So if we can connect with you and position you, I would love to be able to do that and offer an opportunity to somebody within our population and community. Moving slightly on, but not quite. I'm still in the permanent job opportunity field right now, so jobs, but equally these roles can be open to SkillBridge as well. So we are working with DLA, the Defense Logistics Agency, and they've got multiple roles, primarily in finance, across multiple locations. So bear with me, because I can tell you more, or you can look at our website. But the top line view of this is, if you have any kind of federal finance experience, they are looking for accountants, typically in the Northeast. So I'm like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Virginia, Ohio, they've got positions. They've also got a financial systems analyst role in Philadelphia. Now, ordinarily, you would have to go through USA Jobs to make these applications, create that lovely federal resume that we all love, enjoy, appreciate. But for these ones specifically, they want to utilize us and our services to fast track you as a civilian candidate into the system. So you don't need a federal resume, just a civilian one. A small element of accounting or finance experience previously. And these are some great roles. So if you are interested, please do add these positions. So you can put DLA in the comments so I know exactly what to come back and say. When you say I'm interested, it's really tricky for me because I'm not quite sure at which point I was speaking that you're referring to. So do let me know if you'd like to hear more. And like I said, those roles specifically are open to SkillBridge as well. So if you are a SkillBridge intern or a CSP if you're Army, we would love to hear from you. I'm going to skip to another couple of positions. These are with veteran service brands, actually. And like the organization that I mentioned previously that have the entrepreneurial franchise opportunities, they do have a couple of positions nationwide that they have open for either SkillBridge or direct hire, which is permanent job. So if you are looking for like a business development type role, we have an opportunity in the Baltimore area. This one is hybrid, but you do need to be in the Baltimore area because their territory covers all around Baltimore, Maryland, as well as a little bit of Pennsylvania and Delaware. So that is a role where they have got so much business coming in that they have got so many warm leads, they don't know what to do with them. They need some support in terms of managing that and seeing it through from inception through to delivery. Really great position with a wonderful team up there in Baltimore. In addition, we have an ops manager one, so operations manager in Kansas City with one of the franchise owners. Now, this role specifically is very much a hands-on. This is the parking lot striping franchise, and the owner is looking for somebody who can be kind of like a parking lot striper with him, as well as help support and grow the business. So slight business acumen, commercial-minded, oriented, wants to learn how to manage the business. This would be great for a transitioning service member who wants on-the-job training to learn not just what to do, but how to do it with somebody to then perhaps buy their own franchise opportunity in a year or so's time. So those are our permanent positions at the moment. If any of those are interested to you, please do head over to hiremilitary.us. And while you're there, if you read it and think, no, not for me, or if you go over there and think, I wish there was a job, but there's nothing there for me, please do consider joining our talent pool. It's the easiest way for us to stay connected with you. And we will send you jobs as and when they come in, as well as be able to utilize your details in our database for sourcing when new roles come up in the future. It's a great way for us to be able to go, oh gosh, X, Y, and Z is looking for this kind of role. I must connect with them. I must reach out to them when a position comes in. So that is it for the permanent roles today. So as we move over, I am now going to talk about SkillBridge. Now, specifically, SkillBridge is an internship opportunity or CSP career skills program in the Army that is only open to service members who are within their last 6 months of active duty. We are firmly and keenly aware right now that most people are able to take part in these over sort of like 90 to 120 days. But these opportunities are only for those who are still on active duty and who are looking to separate. One thing I will say is when we share our internship opportunities, our corporate partners, our clients, the companies that we work for are looking for people who can start probably within the next 3 to 4 months. So that's what we call an immediate start on SkillBridge. These roles won't wait for a year to 3 years time, 18 months time. We're looking for people who will be transitioning and who will be available for internship within that time period. So the first role that we have is with a IT company that we have worked with for a couple of years, a very well-known brand, and they are looking for a remote professional services consultant. Now, this will lead to a permanent position. There is full intent to hire, but something I did want to position here and mention, there is no guarantee of a job when you go on SkillBridge internship, because the SkillBridge internship, for want of a better word, through us anyway, because we always work with companies that genuinely want to hire, it's a 3 to 4 month interview. So you do have to deliver yourself well. You do have to work hard and impress in order to be able to be offered that permanent position at the end. So this role is working directly with their customers, acting as a subject matter expert and trusted advisor across their security suite of solutions. As a successful consultant, you'll be adept at mastering new technologies and come from a variety of business, analytic, and technology backgrounds. So who are we looking for here? Let's cut to the chase. So we need somebody that has a bachelor's degree in computer science, computer engineering, data analytics, cybersecurity, information systems, finance, or mathematics. They are prepared to take the equivalent in terms of work experience, but ideally they would like somebody with one of those degrees. You do need to have hands-on experience with the Splunk products or similar products to Splunk. You also will need to have at least 7 years experience in cybersecurity or tech consulting within the military, or a real desire to move into consulting with around 7 years worth of experience in cyber. So that is what we are looking for in terms of requirements. You do need to have a cert and experience in one or more of the following. So I will list these out: AWS Associate, AWS Architect, Google Cloud, or Kubernetes. Linux or Windows operating experience is essential. Total deal breaker on this one. You do need to have strong Linux CLI skills with experience automating software configuration and deployment. Also, one final thing, you need to be comfortable on the command line interface. So there was a lot of qualifications there, but I like to share those here with you because these roles are exceptionally popular, and I want everybody to know exactly what you need to be able to check off to be a suitably qualified candidate for these positions, because they really are great roles. Next position is with veteran service brands again. This is solely a SkillBridge internship opportunity, and they are looking for a social media / content creator manager. Now, you can be located in Houston or Dallas in Texas. North Carolina is in and around the Jacksonville area. Georgia would be Atlanta, and Maryland is Baltimore. So they do have some stipulations on location, but there are a few locations there that I know are of choice to us as transitioning service members. This position is open immediately. They're looking for somebody for at least 3 months, but they know it will probably be around 3 months. And they're looking for somebody to start the internship really in Q1 of this year, possibly moving into April. They really want somebody with excellent knowledge of social media platforms. So the usual: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. A really good understanding and experience of content creation. You really should have a portfolio to be able to share, and maybe your social media handles as well. A strong understanding of SEO, web traffic metrics, and social media KPIs. Proficiency in using social media management tools, so Hootsuite as an example. And a really creative mindset, because they really are looking to deliver themselves in a different way out there in the marketplace. So that is social media intern, and that is for veteran service brands. We have some more remote positions on the IT side here, and these are with Datadog. So these are technical support engineers. Now, these all have full intent to hire at the end as well. So definitely consider the internship as a 2 to 3 month interview. The internships are remote. However, upon successful completion of the program, you must be located or relocate to one of these 4 locations. So that's Denver, Colorado, San Francisco, California, New York City, or Boston, Massachusetts. Equally, what we want to make you aware of ahead of the time is you really must be willing to work 1 to 2 weekend shifts a month during full-time employment, so during your permanent employment. So what do you need for these roles? We need people who are proficient in Python or another scripting language, so it could be Bash, Java, etc. Ability to debug code and interpret lines of code, and really have a foundation in Linux and the Windows operating systems. Now, for this one, you really do need to be available for 120 days worth of an internship, and that is a deal breaker as well. So if that sounds like it's of interest to you, please do get in touch, because we would love to be able to share these details with you. So we have had quite a few messages here. So let me just go through. I'm going to read them in real time before we move on. So I know Krista has been in the chat. She has been answering as I've been going along. Jyoti, no, I don't have any aerospace engineering roles right now at the moment, I'm afraid. You can all connect with me. I am Lucy Robinson here on LinkedIn, and I would love to connect with you. Also, we share roles on our personal pages as well. And that's when we are recruiting, when we are sourcing, that is the first place that we go after the database to be able to share the fact that we have these positions. So it's great to be connected because then I can get the word out to you. What else have we got? I know that we've got some comments about it being tricky right now. And I would love to be able to respond to those after the event so I can find a slightly more measured response so that I can give you my best answer. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I really appreciate it when you spend your time with me. If you have any further questions at all about the job search journey, about the hunt, about SkillBridge, please do throw your comments in the chat, or you can connect with me. And I look forward to being back here again next Tuesday with Amber, and hopefully we'll be together and speak to you then. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.